Hello
It's
and
The Incredibles.
welcome to the Hugh Hatrick Show. I'm trying not to be interrupted by my guests so far, but here we are. It is, of course, Monday night, and we have a fantastic show for you tonight. We've got Simon and the Jizza here. Good evening, Simon. It's good to see you.
Good evening.
Hello there. Hello. And we've got Andy Roo. Roo, it's good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm going out of focus again. This stupid camera's annoying me again.
It's like something out of Star Trek. But there you go. And what has been a really, really good weekend of motorsport with a fantastic Italian Grand Prix. And then, of course, we've got some great races as well on GT7.
Great
And
job,
now
boy.
we're getting a view there of Rue's ceiling, along with, along with some other the pieces he tries to sort his camera. But it's great to see you. I hope you're enjoying a fantastic week of motorsport. And we've also got some exclusive footage that we have had permission from Simon to use tonight. And I believe Rue is going to bring that to us in a little while.
Yeah, I've got them ready in little tabs.
Yes.
Lou. So
And Helen is here. I said the Hobbit's here. Helen is here. Helen, it's good to see you. And Ian is here as well. And to all of you in the comments, it's good to see you.
I nearly showed you my birthday present, but it's quite large. We have discovered it is actually signed by Sterling Moss.
Wow.
It's one of 500. Limited run.
Yeah.
Certificated on the back and everything. So, it's actually... So I was going to introduce you by saying, look, I've got this limited run print of a painting of Monaco.
That's
Sterling Moss. It's the 1956 Monaco Grand Prix, won by Sterling Moss. Sterling Moss front and centre in the painting.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to say, there's a few other people that have said, isn't there, Helen? Who else did we notice said Monaco on something we were watching anyway? It's like,
I'm trying to think. Because Murray never said that. Nor near the James Hunt.
His sister, Pat.
All right.
She used to do the Monaco rally, didn't she? The Monte Carlo rally.
Yeah.
She was great. Talking about how that some of the lads used to get a bit upset because we used to beat them.
We've got some breaking news as well. Breaking news for you. I have been in touch with the legend that is John Cleland. And he has agreed, in principle, to coming on the show and doing an interview. So it will probably be just a one-to-one video, a one-to-one interview, but he is going to hopefully come on in hopefully a week to 2 weeks' time. We're just getting the date sorted out, but that is a bit of a breakthrough. So we're going to have the double British touring car champion on the show. So we'll definitely need your questions for that. Hopefully I'll be able to do a live.
The man's an animal.
He created Scotty. I remember that much about him. He was a bit...
Oh yeah, he didn't mess with it. He didn't take any nonsense.
Do you think he was related to Colin McRae?
No, it's he certainly could drive. He could certainly drive. That's the thing. And by the way, just for everyone who listens to our podcast, we had 100 new listeners from China on Friday there. So welcome to all our Chinese listeners. We must be certainly we are reaching out across the globe. With our motorsport and
someone in their factories for iPhone likes it, so they've made them all watch it.
Well, they're very welcome. So we've had over 350 listens to our podcast just in the last 28 days, which is a record for us. So that's fantastic. Thank you very much for everyone who listens to it. So let's get started with this week's topics. Now, should we start with GT7? Because we've got some quite interesting combinations, haven't we? We certainly do. Now, I will leave it to Rue to pronounce it because I always get it wrong.
Eiger. It's not hard.
Eiger.
Well, but you're not the only one that... I mean, at least you try. It's these ones that call it the Eiger Nordwand. And I'm like, oh, God. How many... I mean, we grew up watching World War II films. So if I know how to say the V, you just... Schnell! You just do that and you're fine. But no, they can't do that.
So Eiger Nordwand.
Eiger Nordwand racing circuit.
And a go-kart.
Please notice when they have the very large bus with minis hanging out the back and some gold in it. That's what it looks like. It looks like that road, doesn't it?
It does actually. Yeah, to be fair.
But I did try to get the words and sing along while I was doing the time trials that were on it.
Aye. I know it's quite a good combination. I had a very funny race because I went there and I thought, right, let's not have a disaster, and I had a disaster. And I had a good start, but quite a lot of people were struggling to get away off the line, and then somebody was really slow, and I just backed off to try and go round them, and I lost the back end. It kind of went right round on me, and that was me. I was in the wall, and so I had to start from the back. But in the end, I finished 8th. So I just kind of tried to make my way back.
So you're definitely
and eventually
improving.
got there.
You're getting to know how the GT7's working now. You're getting better.
Yeah, you can't go on the grass with a go-kart either. It just loses all its grip, as I tried, and so you can't cut corners in that.
Really? Are you related to Logan Sargent by any chance?
You know? Of course, yeah, poor thing. That was the end of the end.
And the guy that's never been. I mean, how? What's his name? Corden Fluddenbluden. I can't remember his name.
Anthony. Oh yeah, Capolino or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Capolino.
Francis Ford Capolino Coppola. It's a poor fella. Just what a poor fella. I really feel sorry for him.
Yeah, he was trying. He was trying hard, but then he's now going to be in that second race seat, isn't he? Or no, it's Antonelli's going to be in the race seat for Mercedes next year.
Yes, Antonelli's replacing Hamburger.
Yeah. So but it was quite a race, though. I mean, even just from the start, the fact that poor old Lando Norris never can keep first place. Actually, Roo, you're doing a very good job of doing an F1 edit there, because your camera is constantly moving. And we're never getting a steady.
It's amazing. It's so cool. Hold on, let me just do. I'm going to do an overtake. You ready?
Yep. That's it. Upside down. There you go.
I was watching the highlights, and it's this fantastic move they made there. I said, I don't know. I just threw up. Because all you see is it. And then from another angle, then from another, and then you see him driving off, and you're like, that's so good. I'm so glad I saw that overtake.
I'm going to say, Simon,
you used to have a camera pointing at the circuit, and you watched what went on.
No, that's not a good idea. But what silly suggestion is that?
Was it not in China? What was it? The Chinese Grand Prix or one of the Grand? Oh no, maybe it was the one in Texas, and they had a great camera that went round the first corner, wasn't it? Or maybe it was one of these ones.
Malaysia.
And it kind of was in Malaysia because it could come round. You saw them coming round the hairpin, and it was great. It was almost like the camera was on the wall, and you could see them as they came round.
They've got these ones where they follow the car like that, but the problem with that is you get no perspective.
Yeah,
you don't drive along looking at cars by doing this because you can't see anything. We need perspective, so the camera must stay still, and the cars move. It's like don't they look like they're going fast? Not really, because they look like they're still. Whereas if you went a bit wider so you can see some still things and they went past, you go, well, that's fast, because you can see the difference,
Well, when we once watched it at Jerez, and it was back in, I think, 2010 or 11, and Michael Schumacher was in the Mercedes at the time, and coming around the first kind of hairpin, there was a great bit for spectators. You could actually kind of stand almost right in the middle, quite near. So you saw him come around one side and then come out the other. And it was great because it was probably the slowest part of the circuit. So you could really see them turn the corner, see the helmet, see everything, and then drive off. So it was quite a good way as a spectator to see just how they drove the car. But Simon, you were at the Classic Grand Prix on the day after me.
I was.
And yes. What did you think of that? Did you enjoy your day out?
I did, thank you. Yeah, it was a good day. I wasn't.
Did it rain on you?
No.
Rained on him.
Bit chilly, at times because it's so open around. Obviously, being on an old airfield, but
I could get cold.
The wind at times. It was just trying to find a grandstand that was back to the wind, which was the club one. And when I got to club, then it was all right, and there's a great view from the club grandstand. You can see them all the way when they enter from the hangar straight from into Stowe, all the way around down to Vale in the club, and then all the way up to the end of the start and finish straight. So
that was pretty good.
It is very good. It is one of the sort of premium grandstands, I think, for the F1.
Yeah,
it is a good view.
Yeah,
very, very enjoyable. It was just a shame there was only a couple of Ayrton Senna cars running around doing very slow speeds.
We'll show them in a second.
Yeah.
I noticed
it's a shame there wasn't a McLaren out there, because I've seen the McLaren before, but
they didn't seem to be revving those Senna cars much. It was kind of like
The
It'd be a
Lotus, he gave it
shame.
a bit of willy, but the Tolman was, I think, doing about 30. So I was worried about it breaking down.
Well, possibly.
But the historic F1 series, you know, the Cosworth DFE engines, when they do their race, that they really do go for it. You know, they race properly.
Yeah, the Cosworth, that was a good race to watch, actually.
Yeah,
we enjoyed that. We were up at near Beckett's for that. And that was great fun actually to see them come round. But yeah, no, it was.
You got a close view of the new Escapade, the nice holiday places. Then, if you were near Beckett's,
actually, no,
all those buildings.
Oh yes, of the new ones. Yes, yeah, they looked pretty empty, mind you. I have to say they were pretty empty. It didn't look as if anyone, you know. Normally I would have thought folk would have been in.
I think the actual restaurant bar thing was open. I could see lights on in that from where I was on the inside. But I must admit, whether anyone was staying in any other things, I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
But it said it was interesting from £129 per night, and I thought, yeah, what is it on when there's a meeting on? You know, when there's actually racing going. I wonder how much it is then.
Yeah, it'll go up quite a bit, I would have thought. But no, it was well run. I actually had to do a survey. They invited me to take part in a survey of the Silverstone Classic, and everything went really well. I was doing about 10 minutes worth of win. If you completed it, you could potentially win tickets for next year's weekend event. But then at the end, they said we were very committed to sustainability and net zero. And the fact that we've got the petrol and they had a petrol diesel ban display, so you could drive a Tesla or a Volvo, and they had a few of these cars, and they wanted to know our thoughts, like are we interested or not interested? And I said I wasn't interested, and then they asked me why not. So I gave them a very nice kind of spiel on how it infuriates motorsport fans even more to be told that their favourite sport is now not going to be there because, well, no petrol and diesel, aren't they? So they're wanting to get rid of all of that. But I was saying that it's more likely to. I said, don't waste your money on sustainability projects. Just do the event normally, please. So
it just cracks me up because I mean I've spent my entire life supporting. What am I doing? Supporting. Oh, this is doing my head in. Back up there.
It's like Challenge Annika.
Yeah, my bum's not that good. Nor have I got a helicopter.
Treasure hunt that one.
Trying to clean up the environment and stop crap going into rivers and all that kind of stuff. And when I go to places and I see dragonflies, which is an indicator species to show that it's clean there, and you're like, that's fantastic, that's wonderful. And I see a bird I've not seen before and all this kind of stuff. And then they make battery-powered cars saying it's going to save the universe. Have you seen how they get those elements to make these things out of the ground?
They're all at it.
Go to Anglesey, go to a place called Paris Mountain, or watch. Fred Dibner went there in his last year. He had that series when he had pancreatic cancer, and he went around Britain on his steam engine.
Yeah,
and he went there. Paris Mountain. It's a bit like you've got the Great Orme by Llandudno, and you've got Paris Mountain, and also Cornwall. All these places were international trade places 1,000 years ago for tin, nickel, copper, all this kind of stuff. And it's like one of these Marsscapes. All the hideous multicolored pits, and that's how they get things like lithium. And they go, well, it's to save the planet. So, also we need to murder every kind of animal that farts to save the planet. I'm like, do you?
Well, the crazy thing is, though,
understand anything at all? At all? It's like make it make sense.
Well, I remember having a discussion from one of the people from the Stellantis group a couple of years ago, that does Fiat and Peugeot and all these lot, and they were trying to put on this whole green thing. And I was saying, do you know that if you actually carry on with this, you'll be bust? That what you think sounds like a great idea and a great thing to do, the Greens are not going to be they're not going to stop at petrol and diesel bans. It's going to continue on because they basically don't want people driving. And if you're making cars from mass manufacture, how do you expect to sell them? If you go along with this, eventually you're going to be, eating your own words. You're going to be thinking, well, we thought we would go along with this because it sounded good. And then you're going to be bust because no one's going to be able to buy your cars. And now they're being penalised massively with all these state taxes whenever they sell a car that's not an EV. So it's a big problem. A lot of companies are very
cars
nearly
getting
bust.
heavier and heavier and
Yeah.
heavier. Cars are getting less and less efficient when they should be getting more efficient.
Yeah.
We've got the
Yeah.
technology to make some
I know.
incredibly
With
efficient cars
petrol and
now.
diesel, it was getting lighter and better.
You know,
But,
you look at Harry's garage, and he does calculations of
Yeah.
how long it takes to keep a car,
Yeah.
keep an
But no,
electric car, say,
it's
for it to start being of a net benefit compared with its
Yeah.
manufacturer and all that kind of stuff. Whereas if you've got a 50-year-old car, all the
Yeah.
manufacturing costs are gone. And
Yeah.
if you could just keep, if you could just keep the efficiency of an engine, say, on this kind of stuff, and put development money and technology into technology to make things better and better and better, and stop this kind of throwaway society, you know.
Yeah, then you'd be.
They do it to
That's
make
really
money.
helping the environment if you do things like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
In fact, one of the things I loved, I don't know if you saw it at the Classic Grand Prix, but they had a company called Quantum that was there. It made like kit cars.
Oh, you were telling me about
it was near the family area where they had all the fairground and things. But they had these lovely, beautiful kind of replicas of like 1950s Aston Martins. And they basically sell you the kit. So you've got the chassis and the interior. They can do all of that for you. And all you need to do is buy a donor car. Like it's based on a Mazda Miata or MX-5 1.8. But you can put other engines in. And the whole thing you can basically do for about 12 grand. 12 grand and it's there. And I think, wow, what an amazing... You know, I think it'd be fantastic. I think a 1.8 Alfa Romeo engine would be my choice.
All twin
do
spark.
some work with the exhaust, you know. Yeah, I think that would be...
Make it the 2 litre, 155 horsepower. The 2 litre twin spark, 16 valve.
If you could fit it in, that would be something. But I know we've gone a little bit off topic, but it is quite
not
fun.
Really. It's still cars, isn't it?
It's still cars, isn't it? It's still all the kind of things that we like. So, but yeah. Now, so we were actually talking. We're jumping from left to right here. We were talking F1, then we were talking GPs, the Silverstone GP. We were also then talking the go-karts at Eiger North.
Karts at Eiger, yes, very good.
I got it right. Yeah.
You got it right.
And
good lad, I'll send you a present.
Right, Simon, over to you. Now, have you done any race B or race C today?
I just did race A. Like I say, that was an awful experience. Qualifying where you barely touch the wheel and it turns and it oversteers, and then in the race when you go to these hairpins, you've got to turn the wheel all the way around. So it's either some sort of glitch between qualifying and it's not as like you've got a 50 kilo weight of fuel in the go-kart or anything like that.
Filled it up.
So I mean, goodness sake, I don't know what's going on there. What the sudden change was there, but it was just a shame. There was a couple of corners where I did that final kink up into the final hairpin.
Oh yeah,
you should be able to take a full throttle, and if you just touch that, well, that's it. You're chucked round.
It's very
and then I just lost. I was not racing anyone, so it was all sported really. But I was doing time trials, mainly the one at Suzuka and then the one at Monza. Got some silver times. For someone who doesn't play it very often, I think silver's not too bad.
Yeah, no, that's the thing.
Very good.
It does take a lot
to get silver.
It does take a bit, doesn't it? I mean, if you haven't played the game for a while and then you kind of go back to it, or if you're just playing it here and there, it is tough to get the good times because you've really got to be into it. I mean, especially this week's one, the Lamborghini, which sounds incredible actually, that Lamborghini at Monza, but you've got to brake so early because
no awful brakes.
Oh, it was like something. So you had to brake at the
beyond before all of those cars. The first thing I buy is new brakes and pads.
Yeah.
But
no, I quite enjoyed
it. The first guy used the Ghost, and I was like, "Oh no, this is too late. He's braked about way before I did. Right, I've gone past him. Try that again."
Yeah, I managed to get a time that I think was just under about 2% on the goal, so I was quite chuffed at the end, and I thought there's a bit more.
Yes, I did see your times.
But Arkey's has done again a phenomenal time on there. I don't know how he does it. T has really got the most of it because he's about a second quicker than me. And more, and that he's almost at Tisney's time. I think he's literally just a little bit off Tisney's time.
Well, on the Suzuka one, I'm within 4 seconds of Jack Paulding, so I think that's a fairly long lap. I'm happy enough with that. You know?
Yeah.
In my old days, I used to probably get to within 3 seconds of him, but 4 seconds is probably now the level.
Back when you were
I think I'm about
2
seconds behind you, I think.
I can't. Yeah, I think I got a 49. Did I get a
Yes, I think
48.9 or a 49.1 or something? I can't quite remember, but they're
I
about.
thought, Christ, I never really. I
not
got
so
into the 50.6. I think I got.
Yeah.
It's there. A goal time is there, but I'd have to really work out it, and I was just getting a bit tired at that point. I thought, no, we've had enough today.
Ian has said, now I didn't know this actually, that the Lamborghini needs short shifting. And I've been doing the opposite with that.
You've been
I've
revving
been
it out.
revving it out.
Oh, I was revving it out.
You just like the sound, though, don't you?
Oh, it does sound fantastic.
Which Lambo is it? Is it the Murcielago or the V10? The Huracan?
I think it's the Murcielago. Is it the
Ask
Murcielago
Ian.
then?
What was
Ian
Ian?
will.
Which
Ian will,
Lambo is it? Is it the V12 or the V10?
because it's not the Aventador. It's not
Just
that
the
one.
V10, the
It was a
V12,
van, I think.
the V12. Yeah, so you can rev them, but that's got a lot of grunt.
Yeah, but it's good fun.
That's a big engine.
To be fair, this is where I think Gran Turismo is at its best. And what I like, the cars like the Ferrari Enzo that you can get, and I bought one of them, and like the Ferrari Enzo FXX that they have, or the La Ferrari that you can get as well. Those cars are fantastic. And actually they have a great noise, and you can do some, if you put a lobby together, you can actually have a really good race. And I would love to see.
Them, not in real life or in the game?
Not in real life, no. In the game,
I've got
sorry.
two
As in
my gold-plated garage out back.
but yeah, no, it is. But no, in terms of I bought them in the game. It would be nice to be able to buy them in real life, certainly, of course. Yes, the FXXK. But no,
that sounds nice. I remember when Chris Harris drove that around.
Oh yeah,
that was probably one of the few modern Ferraris where I think, that's
a good car.
We're liking the sound of that, but you're not allowed to take them on the road, and you don't get to take them home either in real life. You buy the car,
the FXX,
and you kind of like they lend it to you. So that you want to go, you wanted to go to drive a Fuchsia, no problem. We pick a truck, we take you to there, and then they meet you there. They're doing everything to it. You drive it around, then they take it away again. It's like you got your own little Ferrari racing team, but you've got to be so rich, and you've also got to be one of their people that they suck up to, haven't you? You can't.
Yeah, well, you've got to
invite you. We invite you to give us loads of money, and then we don't give you a car. We let you borrow it maybe twice.
I know it
is. Want a spaghetti? But I bet they give you a really good lunch when you get there.
Well, they were talking about
if they're not feeding you, they're not Italian. I'm sorry.
Nope,
I grew up with a bunch of Italians. I was fed a lot by them, and then there was my mate Giuseppe Zagotto, who's a lecturer in Padova University. I can't stand people that say Padua. I want to punch them. It's like, just say Padova. Come on. Anyway,
polyphony.
It's a phony pony.
That's
much better. And his sister came over, and his sister, they had an Alpha 75 1.8 twin spark.
Oh wow!
Chester for the day, and Giuseppe goes, "Oh, Andy, he's very. Imagine Simon, but with an Italian accent." Literally, he was like, "You go with my sister. You like cars. She has not a car." And the husband, the brother-in-law, they sat me in the front. The sister was with Giuseppe in his Citroen BX11, which I didn't even know existed. You can't get them. You can't get them in Britain. Smallest engine was the 1.4. In Italy, he got 60. He drove from Italy in it. 60 to the gallon, but it's a 1.1. It's a big car for a 1.1.
Even if it's plastic.
And the brother-in-law would every now and again would just shove it in third and floor it for me because it just sounded so nice. Down the A55. Great. Oh, what a day. Anyway, so
because I was watching Tisney's review because we all
it had spaghetti, some herbs, and a lot of peas, and it was delicious.
That's the thing. Well, I was watching Tisney's review. I always watch his race review and his, the new weekly races. And when he got on to Bathurst, which they've done again on race C, I think was it last time it may have been a race B, but this time it was race C, and it's in Group 3. And it got me thinking, actually. I mean, because they've done it so many times there, but actually, Group 3 at Goodwood would be quite fun as a race, even as a race C or a race B, because it would be it would be hectic, wouldn't it? It would be quite manic. But I think, because obviously they've got enough downforce to be able to get around most of the fast corners without lifting. But I think a Group 3 at Goodwood would actually be quite a fun race. What do you guys think?
Just crash into the chicane, obviously.
But in what cars again?
In the Group 3 racing cars. So because it's a short track, so it would be kind of hectic. But I think it'd be quite fun. In fact, maybe we should do a lobby with that.
Group 3 at Goodwood.
Yes.
I hate Goodwood.
I think that would be hilarious.
All those tightening bends and off-camber things and grass, all that grass.
Yeah.
You end up sliding a mile on grass.
End up going for a picnic.
But everyone racing softs. Racing softs, of course.
They need to have picnics so you can run them over. That would be quite a good. Guns and the ability to go and have picnic stuff go. Yogi Bear. You'd have Yogi Bear. Okay, boo boo. That'd be. I have to say,
when I visited Goodwood a couple of weeks ago, it was great. They're just getting ready for the revival.
Ian doesn't like the idea either, by the way.
No. Swiftly moving on. But no, I loved Goodwood, even though it was wet when we got there. It was just it's all the old adverts, the historic adverts, and the way that they do everything, like the greenery, the hedgerows. It's just beautifully done, and all the tents and marquees, and it's. I quite like to go to the revival.
I'd like to go to the revival and the Festival of Speed and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they are great, and I'd still say that the Festival of Speed is probably better than the Silverstone Classic weekend. I think the festival just got a bit more charisma. It's got a bit more because it's a bit more.
Which is kind of the point, isn't it?
Well, it's an event been going a lot longer, isn't it? So
yeah. But I think also when you get the Formula One area is quite good there. And it's such a mixture. Plus, you've got all the new manufacturers as well, so you can go into their big stands, and they do an awful lot more. You got Land Rover and Mercedes and Jaguar and Porsche and all these great car manufacturers and Alfa Romeo. I always remember the Alfa Romeo one because people really they weren't really following the cars; they were kind of following the staff because they had these beautiful. Females from Italy who were giving out the brochures and they said, yes, you come upstairs and you have some food with us. So because we had tickets to go up there.
You're ugly.
And it was they served us hors d'oeuvres and all these kind of things. It was lovely. But no, it was just very funny because they were all these. You could just tell all these kind of folk who like cars, but more like they were kind of overwhelmed by the beautiful staff.
What you're saying is really a bunch of nerds.
Yes.
A bunch of nerds.
They were trying to
probably never met a girl in their life. And they what you like.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious because we were married. I'm married with kids, so we just go up there and eat the food. And then we can watch and have fun.
It's the fact that
seeing everyone else
carries one of her special rolling pins. For just such an occasion.
Oh, but it was funny. But they had some great cars like Stelvio Quadrifolios and Giulia Quadrifolios and stuff. It was beautifully done, actually. Alfa Romeo, I do like them, but they're all going permanent electric. Everything's going to be electrified for Alfa, but I can't see that working for them. I think they're going to be in real trouble if they follow that.
It won't last long, I don't think.
They'll be bust. I mean, because they're so expensive, and even the new Junior that they've launched, which is the first Alfa Romeo to have a front grille and have the actual the number plate on the front, in the center, because the most of them always have to put them to the side with the Alfa Romeo grille. But the new Junior electric car doesn't have that. So, but it's about 35 grand. So it's coming into focus now there, Rue, that
I don't know what it's been fine for a few weeks and now it's suddenly doing it again.
I found my Logitech one did that a couple of times. That's why I went to starting to use the one on the laptop, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, by the way, did you enjoy we did our interview last week? I must do a shout out for Tiny Turnip because that was great fun to do. And they have a fantastic community. And it really was good. It was nice to interview her, and the amount of questions and comments we got was fantastic. It was great fun. I'm going to try and.
It does look like she's got a very good community, doesn't she? So.
I'm going to try and do one of her.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and do one of our league nights or community nights when they do the races and things and have to do challenges. It does look like a lot of fun.
Ian's saying that Pagani will never go electric.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that would be.
Yeah, that would be
If
terrible.
someone like Gordon Murray did something vaguely electric, you can go, yeah, you know, this guy's probably thought about it because it's Gordon Murray.
Yeah. But isn't it interesting that he's chosen not to? That he has chosen not to.
His T25 did have an electric version. He called it the T27. So I don't know why I said T25. But that was a very clever car. And he did that. It was mostly to do... that design was mostly to show off the manufacturing technique, iStream, that he invented, which is also like computer-controlled bending of metal.
Yeah.
Folding it and then welding it and all this kind of stuff. So it's all automated. And then you got this incredible 3-seater car with a flat... You fold the 2 seats down and you got this massive flat storage boot area, like an estate. But it's...
very clever bloke.
Yeah.
You can park 3 of them. You know, like in a normal parking bay. You can park 3 of them in there, but they park lengthways in the width because they're so tiny. But it passes all the crash tests. So clever. Yeah. And no one took it up. I mean, it's like...
I know, it's crazy just now, isn't it? Crazy.
Perfect city car. Tiny little thing.
Right, I think we should get to some of these videos that you've got here, Roo.
Okay. So I'm going to, if I remember, it's Control S to share. No, it's not. Let me just go present.
We're going to watch, for everyone listening, we're going to be watching the videos here.
Right, audio is on. Now, I need to go...
The Silverstone experience.
Vrindo. It is this one. So this... I thought we'd start with the... Senna. Now, with this one, everybody, you've got to get your... The whole point of this is the sound. I mean, the picture's there, but we're doing the sound. So get your good speakers on and turn them up.
Here we go.
I need to press it on there when I need to press it on here.
It's muted.
Oh, do you maybe need to... Can you hear that? We can't hear that.
We can't hear that, Ru.
Make sure that you share it with the sound.
I thought I did. Again. I thought I did. I will.
A brief bit of silence on the podcast.
Sharing. I'll do it again.
Take 2.
I checked. I looked, and maybe I misinterpreted it. Also share tab audio.
We'll try it again. Here we go.
Yeah, hold on. To share audio, share a tab or screen instead. Okay, fine.
It's like having Holly from Red Dwarf.
There you go. Listen, 6,000 is not such a big IQ. That's only 12,000 traffic wardens.
I know.
Right, let's try again. Right.
Wait for it to come up.
So,
here we go. Right.
Shit your face. Are you ready? So.
Yes.
Better?
Yeah.
That one really isn't going very fast at all, is it?
I've been very scared of breaking it. That's all I can think. But yeah, the first one was Senna's Lotus Renault Turbo from '85. He won the Portuguese Grand Prix and then the second one was the Tolman from '84.
Where the guy's mum's already told him, "Don't you go making noise around people."
Yeah.
The Portugal one, the Lotus was amazing because that's an incredible clip when you see him win.
Yeah.
And that's right. Let's have the next one.
Yeah, so the next one's going to be 1990s F1 cars.
Do I need to remove this one first, or can I?
No, because I've shared the window, so I can just move the tab along. Are you ready?
Right, there we go.
They're not really pushing them either.
No, but more than what the other were.
Yeah.
Again, the thing is with these 91 cars, they all rely on these laptops. Microsoft or Microsoft Windows, and they struggle to find these, so they're so delicate with them.
Yeah.
It's so difficult to run these 90s F1 cars. But that was the first one. I'm not sure is like a Reynard chassis of some kind. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't a proper F1, but the second one was a Tyrrell Ilmore, I think, which was Ukyo Katayama's from 94, I think, or 95.
Katayama. Oh.
Yeah, I remember that name.
The ones at the back that used to destroy people as they came past.
Yeah.
Andre.
Shinya Nakano, Yukio Katayama, just gods of destruction.
Andre de Cesaris, he used to cause a few accidents here and there.
There was a few of them. I mean, Pedro Diniz used to pay to drive, and he was better than they were.
Yeah. Well, poor old Andre de Cesaris died a few years ago in a scooter crash. Yeah, he was killed in a scooter crash.
But his best season, I always think, was with Jordan in '91, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Never really ever caused, apart from his one big smash at Silverstone.
Yeah.
Into the concrete wall. Apart from that, he nearly won the Belgian Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Did he?
Oh. He was catching Senna.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right, let's get another one. Let's get the next one.
So the next one I'm going to pick is historic F1 Cosworth, the DFV, the dual 4-valve.
Okay.
Which, one of my favourite clips of one of my favourite people. This is I put a comment in there to the Simon here about you can't compare it with Keith Duckworth. Anything that's done by Keith Duckworth is brilliant because it is one of the most fantastic descriptions of how you get power. It's on the Power and the Glory, and he goes, well, what it is, you see, it's the size of the bang times how many bangs you can get a second. So if you can get more bangs, you get more power. And I just thought, I love him. It's so perfect. I'm going to get all these people trying to sound really clever, and this is like one of the genius engine designers ever, with the most successful racing engine ever, because it powered so many different cars and got so many different championships. And it's anyway, okay. So this is that's a real engine.
Yeah.
Oh, just that wind spawning it now and again.
And yet, you can still hear the engines.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of them, isn't there? Oh. So I take it there. I mean, I guess they'll be like anything between 3.5 litres, because they did both, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of varying from the early 70s through to the mid 80s, basically.
I mean, he got the idea because he was modifying Ford. I want to say the Ford Prefect. Is it the Ford Prefect?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
One. Anyway, sorry. I'm so sorry, Simon. I rudely interrupted. Carry on.
No, you're right. But I mean, you got McLarens, Lotuses there, Williams, Hesketh was there, Tyrrell's. I think Tyrrell had the last DFV victory with Michele Alboreto. I heard them saying over on the commentary in Dallas or somewhere like that. That was the last one.
Yeah.
But in that picture, so obviously for people listening, won't be able to see, but in that picture, so the grandstand you can see is the Vale grandstand. Now, as we look at the picture, to the right of that used to be like a small grandstand for disabled people, and then the one next to that used to be called Club A, where me and my mum sat for a couple of years in the truck. It's all gone now.
Yeah.
And that was one of the best sort of value for a seat, 199 quid, and you could still have a very similar view of seeing them coming out of Hangar Straight all the way through Vale, and then seeing them go around the last corner into the start and finish straight.
Yeah,
but that's gone. They got and then one appeared up at Luffield. That was a new one which I hadn't seen before.
Yeah.
So they must have
how much are they now? How much do they cost now? If 199 was,
I heard 350 being quoted as the cheapest.
Yeah, it's getting
I
quite
think
a lot.
I paid 140. it must have been Deutschmarks in those days. Was it 2001?
Yeah.
140
would have been
Deutschmarks for the whole weekend at Hockenheim.
When we went to Belgium in 2013, obviously this was just general admission, but that was cheaper to go there than to go to Silverstone then, and it was £95, I think, for a ticket,
including the travelling. I bet. Wow.
Yeah, well, yeah, we all, there was 3 of us. We all went in the same vehicle and shared the Euro time.
Oh, expensive.
It was £45 when I went to the European Grand Prix in 1993.
Yeah, it cost I think my mum and dad a tenner to get into qualifying for 92 at Silverstone.
Wow, that's crazy, isn't it? This shows you 30 years of inflation. That it's quite a thing. But right, let's get on with the next video. Have you got another clip there?
They're the interesting sort of older sounds, but the 2 I really wanted to play. I think I'll switch to a Hatrick video and then go back to one final Simon.
Yes, I've been doing quite a few shorts, and thanks to everyone who's been watching them.
This is the F1, where I said, it's going to sound... Well, when I initially heard it on my phone, I said, what kind of jigsaw are they cutting that piece of hardboard in the back of that car with? When I put proper headphones on and turned it up a bit, it does sound a lot better. So here we go.
Yeah, it was quite loud.
Yeah, but it's not just... I mean, volume. That's you can turn Taylor Swift up on maximum volume, but that doesn't mean I want to listen to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's very...
We've just lost our support.
Yeah, let's just support. So, it's a very... when I say...
Not rush, so...
These almost tractor-like. Those engines, especially in the early days of hybrids.
Yeah.
It's very tractor-like, and they made them a little better, but they're just... Yeah, I hope in 2026.
And I love a 6-cylinder engine. I love the sound of a 6-cylinder.
Anyway, let's
hear it. Let's do so.
I think so. That was Nicholas saying, "Is it past? Has it gone? Is there another one coming?" And
I'll do it a few times again, and then you get that fartiness at the end.
Yeah, it's not like the double diffuser. They used to be so good when they backed off the throttle, and it made that great sound.
Oh no, blown diffuser! You're thinking about the blown diffuser.
Yeah, they were incredible. They made that great sound. That,
they were
so
like
good.
A bag of nails, honestly. Right now, this is Simon's one. These are F2 cars. They're also a V6 turbo, but they're like a 3.5 litre.
Yeah,
not 1.6. So.
They sound a lot better.
It's a lot better, isn't it? And you can hear them off into the distance, And they've got an edge to the note. Oh, you don't want to go over that.
Well, Wayne.
Look at that.
It's good job that bit of tarmac there now for.
That's
I mean, I like motorbike racing, but come on.
Yeah, that's
but if you don't know, that's cops. That is, just in case for anyone.
Okay.
It's a lot tighter from that angle, isn't it? The fact that the Formula 1 cars go through there in the drive just a bit flat out. It's something else.
You can see those new Escapade sort of chalets or whatever you want to call them.
Oh, is that what they are?
Oh, yeah, up there. Yeah.
They're about as ugly as the American Escapade.
They certainly are ugly
Escalade. I'm thinking of the Escalade, aren't I?
It's getting worse. Maybe it's had inspiration from that.
Right, so there you go.
There you go.
I'll stop sharing. So, do you want me to replay any of those? Are you happy with those? Anything else?
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Cool. I'll stop sharing those, and I'll get back to seeing what people type into us.
There we go. Now, Ian said I can get to Snetterton 7 times for the price of a Formula 1 ticket, which is true because F1 is now pretty pricey, unless you go to Azerbaijan and places like that, which is it's supposed to be quite good value for money there.
Last time I went to Snetterton, I went to see the Enduro car or the Enduro KAs, however you want.
Oh yeah.
Basic Ollie was driving in, and he was driving along with Josh Benson, his sim racing partner, for the first time together. And I thought, well, I'm going there to go and say hello and everything. I'm not sure if I'll enjoy the racing. Do you know, surprisingly, I did.
Yeah, a good close race.
The time, 3 hours, it was a 3-hour race. The time just flew by, and I was sitting there at Nelson Corner after they go underneath the bridge. They got the chicane. It's Nelson Corner, and just watching that, and you just hear the tire squeals. You hear everything. I have got a short to put up. I haven't put it up yet, but I will do. And but yeah, it's. I do recommend if it's anywhere near anyone nearby to go and watch it. It is quite good fun.
Yeah, no, it is. I've never been to Stenterton. I've been to Oulton Park, but yeah, no, I've never. They do say that Stenterton is quite fun. Well, a lot of drivers don't like it. I can't remember if it was John Clelland who said he didn't like it. One of the drivers recently said he didn't like it.
It's a flat track, but it's actually one of the longest circuits now with the infield bit there.
Has Snetterton got quite a sharp hairpin at one end?
Yeah, turn 2, turn 3.
Yeah, and that turn under the bridge,
like, quite back the other way. Great place to overtake and bash each other out the way. And
you're virtually at the A11 there. You know, it's literally about 10 yards different. Yeah, just so the other side of the hedge is the A11. So
just need to explain something to Mr. Kiwi there.
Yes, Kiwi has joined us.
A very long time ago, there was a thing called the Pink Windmill with is it Roy Hood? Not Roy Hood. Rod Hull with his emu. And they had a German woman character in it who said, "Got an arm bent?" And he went, "Yeah, I got my arm bent." So I just ever since then I've done that.
Kiwi's done very good times in race A and race B.
He always has very good times. It's very annoying.
But I may have been quicker this morning, but I'm quite sure that Kiwi has probably set a faster time since my race A time. But yeah, no, it's good, and so is Ian. Ian's has set some very good times as well, especially in group 3.
That's the thing. I always sort of used to judge myself by Ian. I always used to be about a little bit quicker, and that was always the aim. But now I can't get anywhere near him.
Yeah.
So but he's on it all the time, and that's what it is. It's practice and
because you're getting old,
continuity, and you get better. You know.
Yeah. No, that's it. Well, I think actually we should put together, maybe if not for next week, but maybe in the next couple of weeks, we should put together a lobby and stream the lobby, and we could invite people in, and have our own lobby race. I think that would be quite fun. How much time? Discovered Pressure Washer Sim, very, very therapeutic.
I got that, and I didn't play it, and then someone I knew was playing it, and I'm like, "What is the point of this again?" Because you clean things, and it's like, "Yeah, but." It's meant to be a game, right? And they go, "Yeah, you just clean things." I'm like, but like you say, you watch them for a while, and it's like, yeah, it's you just.
Yeah, well, there's always a game. There's a game for a time. It's like Red Dead Redemption 2. It's just a great. If you want to just escape, it's a wonderful way to escape into what seems like something historical.
Mass Effect, because I can have explosive bullets. And there's nothing that cannot be fixed with an explosive bullet in a sniper's rifle.
Oh, you can have explosive arrows in Red Dead Redemption 2.
I'd go for them. You got incendiary rounds, which when they get to a higher level, they call them inferno rounds, and whatever it is, just kind of like turns to ash. It's like,
it's funny because some people put videos up of Red Dead Redemption 2. It says why you're not allowed weapons in the camp. And what you do, you from outside the camp, you with your explosive arrow, go and aim it at someone, walk to a checkpoint to start a mission, and all of a sudden these characters are completely burnt faces and things like that, and it looks absolutely diabolical and inhumane. What's going on? Yeah, and they're walking around with like no skin on their faces because of what you've done to them.
Whoops, sorry.
It's tricked the game into thinking, that's what you've done, but the mission, but yeah.
Kiwi said he's thinking of streaming it, that it will help people get to sleep. Hugh, if you do a little bit, I'd love to join you if allowed. Of course, no, Kiwi, definitely, Kiwi, would love to have you in one of our lobbies. That would be, I think that's what we should do, because what we can do is we can have a party, isn't it? We can have a party, or we can come in through Discord, and we can talk that way. I think that would be quite fun. And then we could maybe try some of our lobby ideas, and then invite people in. and we could do that on a Monday night. I think that would be quite. Would
So
you
if
be
you've
up
got
for
it, if you've got it going through your
that?
Elgato,
Yeah, well, I can put it through
Right, okay.
OBS, and we can stream it out there so people can
because
see
otherwise, if you stream from the PlayStation, you can't do a party, can you? Is that right?
Yeah, you'd have to, if you
No, it's
if,
share screen. Share screen. I'm getting
Yeah.
mixed up. Share screen. You can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I can do it
if
through
you're
OBS.
going to Streamlabs or OBS or whatever, you've got to use Discord. You can't.
Yeah, it won't work with anything else.
When me
Well,
and Jeff Rowe commentated on that charity race for a long while ago now, he taught me how to do it through Discord, but that was nearly 2 years ago. I've forgotten how to do it. So
there is a thing where you can.
It was a bit like, well, you just do this and you
PlayStation
just do
2
that.
Discord
Simple
or something, and I
right.
tried to look at it the other day, and I got lost. So I just whatever. What's a Discord? A Discord is where two notes do not match and harmonise.
But, we've got one. I haven't actually put the link in the description. But if you go on, if you go into this Discord on the internet, you'll be able to download it. You can put it on your phone.
Get on to internet.
Internet into higher web,
and you'll see. And we've got the Hugh Hatrick channel, but there's loads and loads of channels as well.
Brilliant Saturday morning technical show I watched called Saturday Superstore, and I had a technical explanation of what the internet was. Apparently, your modem. So how long ago this television show was? Your modem is a pixie taxi cab firm. And what happens is that they jump in a taxi cab and they race down the lines, gather all the information, race back, and then they literally paste it on the inside of your telly screen. Very clever.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day.
Oh, thanks for clearing it up. Hey, listen, if I can't explain things to you, who can I explain things to?
But we'd love to have Kiwi. In fact, we'd love to have all our viewers in and fill up a lobby. And I think my first race would be GT3 at Goodwood, or go-karts at Brands Hatch. That'd be another one. Or go-karts maybe at Goodwood.
A Discord is any sound made by Atomic Kitten.
You'll have to look up Atomic Kitten.
Oh, no, don't. No, really. I don't want to be responsible for deaths or deafness or mental problems from seeing three Scousers, or whatever the hell they were, one of which couldn't sing and the other two couldn't mime.
Or dance. That was quite funny. They were out there.
Don't you think it's funny that you look back at bands or groups that we used to laugh at because they were so silly, like the Bangles, and you look back at them going, wow, they were actually good. When you find Atomic Kitten doing a cover of one of their songs and you're going, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm suddenly thinking the Bangles were great. I don't understand, because at least they could actually sing.
Yeah, Bangles were quite good.
In 20 years' time, we're not going to go say, oh, Atomic Kitten were great. I don't think they'll be saying
No, I don't think so anyway. Let's hope not. Things are going to be pretty desperate if we think they're great. Then what's happened to the rest of them?
By the way, what's a profi muso? Does that mean that you do muses but in profile, or does it mean you're a professional musician? Because I'm none of those things. We should do HTCR at Goodwood.
Yeah, that would be quite fun.
Carts. In carts. Half of the field is in a cart, half of the field is in a Group 2 car. So you've got it's like
the 10 laps and the carts get 5 lap head start, and then see if we can catch up.
Oh, we could do that. Yeah, I was just thinking they'd get in the way and make life difficult.
Yeah.
I could be in one of those because nobody would notice how slow I am then.
Yeah.
That's another thing that lets Gran Turismo down really in terms of the lobbies. It's hard to do a proper multi-class race. There's just not enough spaces there. And also to sort of set that up in your lobby, it makes it difficult, doesn't it? It could say, oh, what classes do you want? And then when you've chosen one, do you want to choose another class? And then you put that one in there as well. And it easily could make itself up to make that easy, but it doesn't. It makes it awkward. It's not straightforward to do it.
Yeah. But their lobbies aren't great anyway.
No,
they?
and that's
They're
the
not
problem.
the best thing of them.
It just didn't move forward. It seemed to move backwards from Gran Turismo Sport for me in terms of the lobbies.
Yeah, you could do all this. I mean, when we were doing the what's that word we used to do? Commentaries and stuff. You could plug a keyboard in, and there were all these shortcuts and replays and all sorts of stuff you could do once you learned what the keys were. None of that. And then we got a GT7. The best you could do is fly through the middle of the air and float around.
The camper vans.
They were great. No, do you not remember, Hugh, when there was that one where all the cars suddenly decided they were now levy cars? No, I'd
heard of them.
I'm glad it was your split and not mine. We came in. I sort of finished. Well, we'll go and see what Rue's up to. You know, hang on, they've only just started. You know, they're only going 10 minutes.
Well, it was tradition. It's part of the tradition was that we would say we were going to start, and then half an hour later we would finally get it working.
Yeah.
Traditional. It didn't go wrong, but you just had to. It taught you to have a very, very good attitude towards these things, and simply refuse to be stressed and just laugh about it. Like my mother used to say, "You got to laugh, Andrew." I was going to say, Kiwi. That's very impressive, actually, to be a trumpet.
And a trumpet player, conductor, and recording engineer.
Classical recording. I used to know when I lived in Germany. I used to go to church with the conductor for the National Theatre in Mannheim. Andrew, who was a very good pianist. I can never remember his surname. I used to know his surname, but his first name was Andrew. And he got me some tickets for free to watch Die Weiße Rössel, which is the White Pony, which is this sort of musical set in a Swiss hotel up a mountain. And it was really funny because they had all these different people doing different German accents, Berliners and all this kind of stuff. And I just can't remember a huge amount about what it was about, but it was a good day. Good evening.
Yeah. Oh, well. Well, that's the thing. Well, I think then that's what we should do. We should try and get a lobby started, maybe on a Monday night, and see what we can do. Come up with some combinations.
It's like torturing me, don't you? No, you'll be great. You're really good. You're getting better all the time. I remember, you were saying you're like 2 seconds behind you or 4 seconds or something. I used to be really pleased if I was 6 seconds behind him. See, I was like, remember, you took me around Suzuka that time.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll teach you how to do it. And I'm 12 seconds behind him. And as the time, I'm caught up, I'm 6 seconds behind. And then he goes faster. And it's like,
is it a bit like when Jim Clark took Jackie Oliver around the Nordschleife? He said, I just take you. You're doing quite well here, Jackie Oliver. And then the next lap, Jim Clark was just gone.
Jim
Clark showed him one lap.
Follow me, I'll do the lines. The whole lap. And he goes, I'm doing really well.
Maybe I'm not as quick as I thought I was.
Catching up with him. And
I said, we'll do reverse grids just for you, Roo.
Oh, yeah, that's great. That's exactly what I need. I've had a German going, Indy, das ist kein Parkplatz, meaning the corner. It's not the parking space. I'm like, no, I'm just trying to get around the corner. Diaco. Just because I'm not as fast as you. Shut up.
But no, it might be quite fun.
I'll have a Scottish nutter going, can do. He gets to slow on there for...
I agree on it. Always allows the loser to choose the next race and car. Turning ghosting off also results in some hilarious situations. Oh yes, of course, because if the ghosting is off, it's going to be you're going to really thump into people. That would be
yes.
Or you can join us, or you can commentate, whatever you prefer.
I'm not gonna commentate. Get lost. I'll yell at you all and
come and have a go.
Drive.
Come and have a go.
It'll
be fun.
I'll have a go.
It'll be fun.
I'll weave at you all as you go past. I'll be doing the special David Coulthard wave, which I believe was at Manicourt, wasn't it?
Yes, I believe
the hairpin, where he waved in Scottish to a German, explaining who was number one.
I've got
the exact words he used afterwards.
I was watching on this week's Bearded Explorer on YouTube. He was in Kerpen in Mannheim, and he was actually in the town that Schumacher was born and got married in, but they've abandoned it because some mining company has bought the whole place. And they're
Mannheim.
It says it's in the region of Mannheim. It says Kerpen on it.
I mean, that's where I used to live.
Yeah, because I remember you saying that. And but this company has taken over the whole area. They've bought the whole place, so it's been abandoned. But there's still houses and garages and churches.
Born? I thought he was born in the Hurt, Deutschland.
Well, his house is no longer there. I'm sure it was
Alan
Kirpin.
Partridge.
I was going to say it's near Cologne. It's near Cologne. It's not near Mannheim.
I thought that was Alan Partridge for a minute, coming up with ideas for TV shows in his dictaphone. You couldn't find to your face.
Can't stand Alan Partridge. I just never found it funny.
Never found it funny. Oh, I love it.
I did like some of it.
I mean, also he based it around here in Norwich, and the certain landmarks in the series that I was like, oh, hang on, I got where he goes to Tandy in Norwich, and it's I was like, I got my Commodore 64 from there. I was like, brilliant.
Commodore 64. I used one of those. One of my the only friend I had growing up, Martin Dakin. He had one. What a terrible computer they were. Just so bad. I was watching a video. I started watching a video about Elite. Remember the game Elite?
Oh, yeah. I
started on the BBC.
Yes, yeah, my
brother. And this guy starting it was talking such nonsense. He obviously wasn't there. You could tell he's a young fella going, yes, everyone had access to a BBC microcomputer in schools in 1984. And I'm like, no. I did computer studies in 1983 and 1984. And for a class of 35 children, we had 6 computers.
Yeah.
But no, you either had to be somebody that beat other people up or one of the teacher's pets, and I was neither to actually get on it.
Yeah, Elite was quite fun, though.
I remember the BBC computers.
I love. Yeah, that's what the BBC Model B.
We had one in our primary school when we started, and when we used to type out a story, you could get it to
primary school.
Yeah, about 86,
over in
87.
Yeah, we had a few.
Church of England, mate. Church of England.
Yeah, we only had a few.
And I went to a Catholic school. You see, that's what it was.
And it could get you to read back what you've written. And I was talking about my experience of reading the BFG, and it would never say the BFG. It always tried to pronounce it the Bafukaka. Even if I put a full stop in between each letter, she would still go.
That is quite good.
I mean, it's like I was watching. There's a video, and it shows. I'll send it to you, Hugh, so you can turn the sound off. Well, it won't matter for you because you won't be able to pronounce anything anyway. But all my haunts around northwest Wales, not only near where my home was for 22 years, except for it's this bloke from some Carlisle Uni talking about slate and geography, but it's showing all the places I go. I mean, literally, and they're There's a valley, quite a famous valley called Nant Francon. Well, that's the river going through it, Nant Francon. It's the Ogwen Valley, and it's this big U-shaped glaciated valley. It's a beautiful place, absolutely gorgeous. 5 miles from where my house was. We used to go there all the time, and we used to walk up to a lake called Llyn Idwal. And Llyn Idwal is surrounded by these cliffs called Devil's Kitchen because it brews nasty weather there. And it's next to a very famous mountain called Tryfan. Because F in Welsh is a V, like it is in Deutsch. They're related letters. No, Tryfan. I'm going to walk up Tryfan now, and I'm like, it's not hard. I mean, it's not like you're trying to pronounce Chinese, all right, or Russian. It's not hard. And this guy's going, I'm going to walk up Tryfan. And the way he said Nant Francon, I actually have no idea how he got that sound out of his gob. Nord Francon. He made it sound like it's French. Nord Francon. It's like someone going to Norfolk and going, I'm going to go to Norwich now. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you people?
It's usually when the Americans come across again. Oh, we felt very welcome here in Norwich.
Norwich. Norwich.
I know that's it.
People can't say Huddersfield properly.
We do have some weird places. Like there's one place called Wyndham, but it's spelt Wymondham.
Well, it's like I stayed at a place called Coston, but of course everybody there called it Coton.
Yeah.
Coston's Coton.
There's a place called Bordeswell, but it's spelt Bordeswell. And then there's Happisburgh, but it's actually pronounced Haysborough.
Yeah. It's funny how they-
Alan Janica painted the lighthouse. I don't know if you ever remember that one.
And Hugh's got a good one. Go on, tell him your one. Begins with
it's
an A.
Alnwick, isn't it? Where I live. It's spelled Alnwick.
When we came up on holiday there back in 2018, we were like, "So is this Alnwick or Anik?" And the lady who's around, "Oh no, it's Anik."
Anik.
I said, "Right, okay."
Much easier.
Well, it's like Loughborough, okay? So I'm going to show. Yeah, I'll get to you in a minute, Mr. Kiwi.
My goodness.
No, you don't know that. Listen, we were talking about the record breakers last week, and they always had this word on it.
Yeah.
You know, like they used to have their bit in the middle, and then they would have a bit where the guy went, "Tama wakataki wakaraka hoo ha." I can't do it, but it's this guy kind of sing the whole thing, and it means something on the lines of, I am not going to try and pronounce that, even though I used to listen to it a lot in the 80s. It means something like a place on a mountain where some god kneels down and has a cup of tea and waves at the passers-by or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I can do Llanfair Pwll Gwyn.
You should try and see if you can pronounce that. See if you can pronounce that, Roo.
That. Maybe.
Do it in the best BBC voice.
Tamaraka Wataka Tangi Hangi Kowana Maratui Pukapako Mawangi Horanuka Paka Yawane Kinetiana to who?
It sounds like you're talking in tongues there.
It's like Welsh and German where you can make compound words. So you turn.
I thought I was doing the hacker there for a minute.
Well, it's the same language, I would imagine.
Yeah. How did we do, Kiwi? How did we go? Not bad, says
Simon. Not bad. That's easy. But that's not actually the name of the town anyway. The name of the town is Llanfair Pwll Gwyn, the church of the parish of St. Mary. Llanfair, Vair is Myre, but you change the first letter. It's a soft mutation. Pwll is a pool. Gwyn is white, and Gell means swirly whirly. So it's the church of the parish of St. Mary near the white swirly whirly whirlpools. And then some bloke built a Pringles shop and named the Pringles shop and the train station it's next to the extra bits, which means it's
what's the pop you can't stop.
But it's not Pringles, the Scottish Pringles.
All right.
The one that has lots of tartan sweaters. Once you pop a tartan sweater, you can't stop. That's not quite the same, is it?
Kiwi said that Welsh name sounds like you're having a stroke. That was the one.
No, that's later when I get my porn stash out. Now, sorry, that just came.
Can I just say that I've had very good news regarding my Simrig Centre. And the chap that I'm going into business with, going to be supplying the sim rigs to, is starting in early October. So we're going to be in a place called Holt's Yard in Newcastle, which is just quite near the centre of town, quite near Biker. But we're going to have at least two.
Biker Grove,
Yeah.
We're going to get really excited.
So I'm going to have at least two rigs in there to start with. And then maybe more as we go, as it grows. But that will hopefully be from about the middle of October that I'll be in there. And we're going to be open. I think it's going to be five days a week, or 3 nights during the week, and then Saturday, Sunday all day. So it's we're looking forward to that, and hopefully we'll try and get some special guests as well to come along.
Hugh, very much good luck.
Yeah.
I will try and get up there, but it's a long way.
It is a long way from Norwich. Because I remember, I tried to get to, now where was it? Well, we were going to Hemsby. We went to Hemsby last year. And the road from that is something else. It gets narrower and narrower until eventually you get to Hemsby. They've
had a lot of bad times recently with the floods and
there were houses on the verge of going into the sand, weren't they? Or going into
they need proper sea defences, and they're just not being listened to.
Oh, this is where the East Coast's being carved away by the sea, isn't it?
Yeah.
It has been on the national news.
Yeah, because we've had that in the north. Well, in the northeast, we've obviously been quite rough.
Bring me own coal,
but it's nowhere near as bad as that.
Actually, closed all of our coal mines.
I'll even bring my own. Yes, we'll need that to power it up.
What he's got to do is he's got to bring a fishy on a little dishy when his boat comes in.
Is all mine. Fucking
oh God! Do you remember the spitting image character of him when he became the copper?
Crying all the while.
No, all coppers are from London, you know. Ah, shut up, Spender.
Well, we'd love to see you there,
that
Kiwi,
line.
if you're able to make it. That would be fantastic. But yes, I'm really looking forward to that.
Trying to get me to move up there.
Yes.
He wants me to go up and do stuff up there, and it's like, I don't want to go back to the northeast. Besides, I might see my brother and want to murder him.
Surely that's just a crossing. It was a crossing up a bit.
It's about 3 hours drive from here.
Yeah,
one way.
The A1.
It is not what you call very close. No.
I must admit, when we went up there, obviously we have the dreaded A17. We do from Kings Lynn to Newark, and that's an awful road. And then we got on the A1. It's not too bad, but once you do, it's when you get to Newcastle is when it all seems to snarl up. But I must admit, time
it's better now than it was.
Better now than when we got there, the trouble is our holiday was from a Friday to a Friday, and obviously we got to Newcastle probably around lunchtime, and so it wasn't good, in that sense. So
it's a bit better. They're doing roadworks just now, just round near the bypass. They made a new bypass, but that's a bit better. But it's just as you come into Newcastle,
I don't believe anyone's doing any roadworks.
It's the whole place.
Around here.
Are they doing the bypass for the bypass?
Well, it's a new bit. It's coming into Team Valley, and kind of the hill going out towards Durham, or the kind of out of Newcastle, south of Newcastle.
I wonder why there's all these huge tarmac and everything
out of what they're doing there. I don't exactly know what they're kind of doing. Now, Kiwi has asked me a very sensible question. What wheels are you using on the?
I've answered it.
Yes, round ones. I might go for a Fanatec, and then it would be like an X. I think I'm going to. Well,
don't, because they're all.
They're all busts, aren't they? They're all
they're all rubbish now, and they're going out of business and all sorts of stuff like that. No, we don't do that.
I'm thinking about the Thrustmaster TGT2 because that seems to be quite popular. I think that's the one that Tidgeney's got. It seems to be, and it's set up for PlayStation as well as PC. But there are a few. We're going to have a good long look. In fact, I would always be taking recommendations actually, because
other makes are available.
Exactly. I'm not going to be using a Logitech 923 unless they paid me. If they paid me and supplied me with some nice new G923s, I might use them.
Hugh is open to offers.
Yeah. It used to be a very simple choice, didn't it? I mean, if you liked the Thrustmaster, you got the Thrustmaster. If you liked the G29, you got the G29.
G29 is good.
And then Hugh's got his 923, and if you plug it in, he still doesn't think it's quite as good as the 29.
Yeah.
Am I right?
I would like a set that only has the pedals is just an accelerator and a brake. I don't want a clutch. I want it to be just a really good accelerator.
Okay, you don't want to confuse people by
it's easier as well in the setup to get them right, so it's a better for you. You get a more comfortable driving position because this we've got to fiddle around quite a lot because we've got the extra pedal. And nobody really uses a clutch really for the kind of games and stuff. I know you do.
I like my clutch. My Honda S2000 is fantastic. Honda S2000, or what's the other one I like to drive around the Nordschleife with a proper gearbox? My R32, my electric blue R32 with approximately 900 horsepower. That's always fun at the Nordschleife.
Yeah.
You don't use full throttle.
I'll be getting advice. I'll be getting advice on the best wheels. I need something that's pretty solid and that can take the abuse of lots of people using it.
Cheap.
Yeah, and on good value. I started on it on a G29, but changed later to the DD Pro, as I discovered I wasn't the worst driver on GT7. A lot of people have the DD Pro and they do like it.
So that's the Thrustmaster, is it? The DD Pro?
It might be. It's not about £1,000.
Or is it? Are we talking about the Logitech GT Pro? Is that different?
Because they did a GT Pro as well.
That's the newer one, which is like $1,000.
But I don't think it's a Logitech.
Fanatec. It's a Fanatec. Okay.
Yeah. That is. I think the key. Does key not use the DD Pro? So that's what we're going to be using. I'm going to be using the same rig as what I've got here, which is the Race Sim. I really like it, and it's a really nice solid structure actually. And I'm probably going to go down the PC world overall in terms of the PC rather than PS5. I think because it's a bit more.
This is something that's been popping up more and more. How people are ditching the consoles and going to PC.
Yeah.
Part of the reason for doing that I have discovered recently. So my PS5 is 8 months old, 9 months old now. No, 8 months old. And for the past month, my controller has been getting worse and worse and worse. You know that funny? I showed you that video where I was looking sideways when I started driving.
Oh yeah.
It's the controller, and it's the right hand stick, and it's just spinning the character around and round and round. I've had to actually go to my old PlayStation 4 controller to play Mass Effect because I just stand there spinning around. And so I went online looking at about it, and it's like, oh yeah, this is common. And they make it so impossible for you to do a warranty claim. I tried to do a warranty claim. You got all these tiny numbers on the back of it. I photographed them, zoomed them in, so I got all the numbers, put everything in, and it got to the bit, go, please tell us your address, and it couldn't find my address. It could find 3 addresses on this road. It knew the road.
Yeah.
3 numbers on this road. None of them were mine. So then it has this thing underneath it going, please get in touch with us. And you're like, okay, so where's the please get in touch with us button? There isn't one. There isn't one. This is why one of my favourite books of all time. You know, there's two series of books that got me through my Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. You've got the Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, and you've got the Hitchhiker's Guide. And these 2 authors they grew me up as a teenager. So that bit where he goes, oh yes, I saw the notice. It was in the basement. Well, that's the display department. The lights had gone. Well, you know, it was in the dark. The lights were gone. Yeah, so were the stairs.
Yes.
I eventually found it at the bottom of a locked filing cabinet inside a toilet cubicle with a sign on it saying, beware of the leopard.
Oh, well. On that note.
This is exactly what the same thing.
That's what it's like. Yeah, I mean, they do say customer service. Yeah,
but so I grew up with Sony. I've been using Sony stuff all my life. I love them. My stereo was a Sony. They've always been high quality. And now suddenly they're building crap.
Yeah.
You know, they're building...
The PS5 Pro will be out soon. In Costco, you could get the PS5 with the slim line for about £470. Which I thought, actually, that's not too bad.
But it's the controller. You can buy, this video I was watching on it, you can buy a better quality PlayStation 5 controller, which you can, it's got modular parts, which you can take out and buy and put back in. But they cost a ridiculous, have you seen how much these things cost? To replace the one I've got, we're talking £200 for the controller.
That's crazy, isn't it?
And that's just the same one.
Yeah.
To get the better one, this sort of pro version of it, it's a hell of a lot more. And it still breaks. It just lasts a little bit longer and you can fix it easier. What the hell?
That's
I must
crazy.
be gentle with mine. That's all I can say.
Well, on that note, that much, you know, I haven't used it that much. You do a lot more streaming and stuff than I do.
Yeah,
Ian is saying Smiths do a pad for £60. They do.
Does it
Smiths
work
do
with
a
a
pad.
PlayStation though? Does it?
Yeah, they're quite good. Or Amazon. I would have thought Amazon they always have.
I had a look. There are some, trying to find some that actually work with them, and they all go, well, you know, it's aftermarket, so you don't get the haptic and all that stuff. I don't care. I don't really notice.
Just want it to work
when I'm running along with my gun in the middle of space, trying to save the universe from reapers and shouting at people. I don't care about haptic.
Kiwi says my controller is modular, but only because I keep throwing it against the wall. It's good to know that other people do the same things. Yes, you know.
I love it when Hugh ggets frustrated. He starts talking Gaelic.
Yeah, that's why I don't stream
Gaelic.
My time, Charles.
So it's fantastic as long as his Fanatec is fantastic as long as PD stops stuffing it up.
Yeah. The forced feedback, isn't it? No, that's the thing.
It's a bit like when I was streaming this afternoon, Nay Bother came in and said, the normal polite Simon, when he plays GT7, suddenly turns into this swearing lunatic.
Well, didn't it used to be like a trope that when somebody got into a car, the mild-mannered nice person turned into a lunatic?
Yeah.
I know, that's it. Well, look, on that note, I'm going to have to finish the show because I have children sleeping and getting ready for school, and a wife as well that is starting school, is starting back tomorrow, so it needs to be needs to go to sleep nice and early. So I will have to end the show. But thank you to everybody who has been watching and commenting tonight. It's been great to have you. And of course, for my two very special guests, Simon, it's fantastic to see you as always. Thank you for your videos and permissions to use them. And also,
no problem. Thank you.
To Rue, it's been great fun. And you're welcome anytime back. We're having lots of fun. So what we'll do is we are going to make sure that we put a lobby. We'll put it in my community post and we will do a lobby. And I think that would be quite fun because we can chat through Discord, and you're all welcome to come along. But thanks to everyone who'll be listening to this as well, especially if you're from China, all those 100 new listeners from China and all over the world from America and beyond. You're listening to the Hugh Hatrick Show with Rue, Simon, and me. And Rue, I will ask you, as I always do, to finish with our great quote.
So first I want to say Tschüssi to the German Kiwi, and also drive fast, but drive your bus faster on Comfort Softs.
Fantastic. See you soon, everyone. Have a wonderful week. Bye just now.